Good evening, everybody. For tonight's dinner, we are having Mamie's chicken and rice and buttered green beans. And here's the recipe. And now I'll go ahead and show you what all those ingredients look like. Alright, in this pan we have 4 chicken drumsticks. We have 4 teaspoons of minced garlic. We have a half of an onion chopped. We have 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of poultry seasoning in that little bowl. We have 4 cups of water, and we have a can of French style green beans, a tablespoon of butter, and for the seasonings for our beans, it's going to be a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a quarter of a teaspoon of salt, and a quarter of a teaspoon of pepper. All right, and then we have, of course, our rice, which is 2 cups of our regular white rice. Okay, so now we're going to get started cooking. So let me clear all this away and we'll start. All right, so we're going to get started on cooking our chicken. So we got the chicken in this pan. We're going to add our 4 cups of water. We're going to add our seasonings. Okay. I'm going to add our onions that are chopped. Alright, and our minced garlic. Okay. There we go. And now we're going to turn this on to high. Okay, and that's the front burner. So, then I'm going to cover this. Well, I'm going to stir it up, and then I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to bring it to a boil. And then I'll show you what it looks like when it's boiling, okay? Alright, I decided to stir that in. That way all the flavors get everywhere. Okay? Because we don't want one part of the chicken and stuff to be seasoned and not the other. Alright, so there we go. I think we're good on that. Alright, try to put all that in the water, okay? Here we go. Now I'm going to cover it, okay? Alright, there she goes. And we'll be back. Alright, now it's boiling, okay? Now we're going to continue boiling this until that chicken is done. And the way that you would tell that the chicken is done is to poke it and see if blood pours out of it when you poke it, okay? So we're going to let this cook probably about another 20 minutes or so, because I really do not want to expose my family to raw chicken. Okay, so I just want to show you this, that it's boiling, and we're going to let it finish, okay? I'll bring you back after the chicken's done. Now, I did rotate the chicken so that the seasoning is down in the water, okay? And the other side of the chicken can cook. So I'm going to lower the heat to probably number 7 or so. And I'm going to cover it and let it finish cooking, okay? Alright, the chicken's done. So we're going to go ahead and take that chicken out of the boiling water and set it aside. And then we're going to boil the rice next, okay? We'll be right back. Okay, and this is about the amount of chicken that you get out of all those 4 pieces of chicken. So I've taken it off the bone, taken the skin off, removed any of the grizzly stuff that's in those chickens, and just shredded it up. So I'm going to set that aside, okay? Now, to our empty pan, I measured out the drippings, and it was 3 cups. So, we have to have 4 cups of liquid, okay, in order to boil our rice, okay? So, we have 3 cups of regular drippings, and then we're going to add a cup of plain water. And this is broth right from the meat. There we go.
No, you want me to hold your phone?
Oh, no, I think I'm good. All right, and now we're going to go ahead and turn it on high. And we're going to bring that to a boil so that we can get our rice cooking. Okay, we'll be right back as soon as that comes to a boil, and I'll show you how that goes. We'll be right back. All right, so while we're waiting on our broth to come to a boil, we're going to go ahead and get our green beans going. So we got a can of French style green beans, and I've drained out most of the liquid. Alright, and then we're going to add our tablespoon of butter. Can you get that? Oh, thank you. Okay, and now we're going to add our seasonings. And this is the garlic powder, salt, and pepper, okay? Oh boy. Can you loosen that up a little bit? I think the steam got to it. Thank you. Alright. And now we're going to turn on the back burner here. And we're going to put it on the, what setting? Is that number 5, I believe. Okay. And then we're going to let that cook. And then we'll be back when this other gets ready to add the rice. The water is boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add that 2 cups of rice to this. Okay. And we're going to let that cook. Okay, and there we go. See? Let's stir that in. Lower that heat just a little bit so it don't boil over. We're going to put it on number 8. Alright, we're going to let it finish cooking. All that water's got to absorb and get flavored, and then we'll be back. Alright, I dropped the heat on the rice all the way down to 2.5. It was still boiling kind of too much, so I just want to let you know that. Alright, so our rice has totally absorbed all of that liquid, and it's done. So now we're going to stir in our cooked chicken. Okay. Let's see. Alright, I might have to do it a little different here. Okay. Now this chicken is going to warm right back up with the heat of that cooked rice. Alright, so it'll be fine. You don't have to put this back on to heat. Alright. Alright, so I've added all the chicken to this. Now I'm just going to fold it into this rice, okay? And I'm going to let you go for now, but you kind of get the idea. And I did end up cooking this down on 2.5 until the rest of that liquid absorbed. So it's probably best just to do that all the way from the time that it starts boiling. Add your rice and then lower the heat down to 2.5 and then cover it as soon as the boiling point goes down a little bit so that it doesn't boil over. Alright, that burner has to have a chance to cool down. Alright, so let me get this stirred in together and combined, and then I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like, and I'll plate it up, okay? Alright, and here is the finished product after it's been mixed up, okay? And here's the seasoned green beans, and here's what it looks like all plated up. Alright, so I hope you guys give it a try. That rice is very, very flavorful. Alright, and it is very inexpensive to make. Miss Mamie, she was the one that showed me how to make this. rice, and her name was actually Patty Peck from Holland Patton. She's the one that showed me how to make this, because I really did not know how to make chicken and rice. I was very young when I learned this, and we've eaten it many times, and just thought you guys might like to try it. So give it a try, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys have a good night. See you next time.